Welcome to Star Sign Horoscopes, presented by Astrology Hub. This is your place to discover how each zodiac sign can work with this week's astrology. I am your host, Jamie Magee, an astrologer, author, and a member of the production team here at Astrology Hub, and I am really excited to dive into this week's astrology with you. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Star Sign Horoscopes. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the astrology for January 28th through February 3rd. Can you guys believe it's already February? Feels like time is flying, and I have a feeling after this week, it's going to feel like it's flying even faster. Okay, before we take a look at how each of the zodiac signs can work with this week's astrology, I do want to give you a brief overview of the highlighted key transits for this week. And guys, it will be super brief. If you would like more insight on the transits and you're not already doing so, I recommend that you go ahead and check out the weekly astrological weather podcast show here at Astrology Hub to gain those insights. I think you'll really like what you learn there if you haven't heard it before, but they'll be able to do that for you there. Here at Star Sign Horoscopes, we like to take a look at how the zodiac signs can work with the transits. So it's just a little bit of a different perspective that we like to give you. And it's always good to have different perspective, isn't it? Okay, back to that brief overview. Now, going into today, you're going to notice that first transit, and it is Mercury meeting up with Pluto for a second time. Now, in short, what this energy is going to help you do is give you a second chance to communicate with power and transformation. And we'll talk about ways that you can do that with each of the signs. Another potent energy this week is we have two personal planets, both Venus and Mercury, stationing to move direct. Now, what that means is they're ready to integrate. They've been reviewing, and now they're turning around and they're going to integrate. And sometime they'll be on different time lines, but they'll be going over new territory. But before they can get there, they have to go back and put into action all the new things. All right. Speaking of shifting changes, we do also have Sun squaring off with Uranus this week. Now, this energy is going to bring forth some changes, and either you're going to be the change maker or you're going to notice it around you. And we'll talk about some ways that you can work with this no matter how you perceive it with each of the signs. And to help tie all this up and kind of work with all this shifting energy, we have a new moon in Aquarius. Now, this new moon Aquarius is going to also kind of have a little bit of power to help you work with these shifts. And we'll talk about some ways that you can set some new intentions that I think that will help you look at the short term and the long term. Okay, guys. With that said, let's get ready to dive into the signs. Now, just as a reminder, these are created with both your sun sign and your rising sign in mind. So listen for both. And I do want to say, if you are watching live or you watch on media later, I would love to know what your sun sign is. If you know you're a rising and moon, tell me that too. But I also want to thank everyone who's been commenting. I really enjoy reading them and communicating with you there. So thank you guys for that. Thank you so much for watching and for listening to this podcast as it kind of takes off a little bit. All right. Let's dive into our birthday friends, Aquarius. Now, Aquarius today, it may not feel much like celebrating your birthday month because this deep energy around Mercury and Pluto is going to ask you to go a little bit retro. You're going to be reflective, maybe thinking, sitting with your thoughts a little bit more, going over something. It may even be like an obsessive thought that you're trying to get past. But I do recommend that you dig in and figure out whatever this is that you're trying to get past, because as you move throughout the year, there are going to be times when you are in complete agreement with power and transformation that's kind of happening on the inside and maybe showing up in your day-to-day life, but there's going to be times that you don't. So right now it's good to get a really good, clear picture about where you are right now, because that's going to help you make some different decisions as you move into the year. And you will have another chance to kind of meet up here too, but it's kind of good to get as clear as you can when you're there, right? Now, the shifting energy that you're going to notice is almost as soon as you dig deep, your heart's going to feel a little bit lighter, and you're going to be ready to kind of turn around and make some integrations and some choices in this really private area of your life. Now, this is the same area, but some of the things that this kind of brings up is anxieties, karma, things that we imprison ourselves with, some of that solitude work. So now you've been kind of going over stuff since the end of 2021, most noticeably the very end of it. And now you're coming back and you're going to look at that in a new way with a new set of values, or I don't think it would be a new set of values, but a more refined look at what you value and what's a resource to you. And you're also going to feel a little bit more clear about this as the week progresses when we have Mercury go retrograde, because Mercury's going to be like, okay, I processed that thought. Let's go ahead and work with it. Now, the shifting energy of Sun and Uranus this week is going to happen in a pretty vocal area of your life. It's going to be hard to miss, Aquarius. It's going to be around, how you're known in the world, how you kind of step out in there, your identity, your vitality, and it's going to be kind of activating your home life or vice versa, just depending on how you feel this. Now, I know a lot of Aquariuses have been working around something about their home, like you're really focused on your home in general. It's almost as if you've set like an intention or you felt the energy shift a couple of weeks ago, like, yes, that's the direction I'm going in. And now the direction is here, and it may or may not be the way that you intended it to be here, because we can't always manifest the magic in our life. We can call in magic, but how it comes is not really up to us. Okay, so with these changes, if you're breaking the news like, hey, I'm moving, this is my big move, or hey, this is what's going to happen around my house, you could be the change maker, but it could also be surfacing in your life in other areas. And I could see that for some of you, you may feel some of this, upset or like, didn't see that coming around your partnerships or your career as well. So a good thing about this, when you roll into Monday with the new moon in Aquarius, this is your new moon, Aquarius. This is the new moon for you. So just to kind of, you're going to feel this energy really potent because of where it is. It's like right there on your sun. So this is a good time to set short and long-term intentions around, who you are. Like, how do you want to be known in the world? Like, this is who I am. This is how I want to stretch out. And like, this is my big picture view. And then kind of hone in on it. So I encourage you to set some short-term and long-term intentions around your home, around, your vitality, possibly your partnerships and work too. But if you're trying to sell the house, what's step one? If you're trying to move, what's step one? Do you need some boxes? If you need a new roommate, if you need some new furniture, like start thinking about the little things that you can do as you hold that big picture in mind. And, it'll be interesting to see how creative you get and how much heart space you have, like where we'll move with this as we reach the full moon in a couple of weeks. All right, Aquarius, have fun thinking deep this weekend. All right, Pisces, let's talk about your week. Now, Pisces, going into this weekend, you may be having some of those deep reflective thoughts and conversations. They may not necessarily be thoughts for you. You may actually be having them with a group of people, or you could be thinking about a conversation that you had with a group of people or something that's transpired. And this could be something that like has felt so heavy and so big. Like, oh my God, like, did they really say that? Did I really hear them that way? And when you go back and have this conversation, you may figure out that it wasn't that big at all. Or vice versa. You could have said something or perceived something as being really small, and someone comes to you and is like, you know what? I can't get over this. Can we talk about this, or which direction we're going in? Whatever comes up for here, Pisces, it is around, your dreams. It's around those who support you. And it has a lot to do with that area of your life that's super creative, which is on fire for you this year, definitely. So what I would encourage you to do is to dig in and figure out what is going to really work for you. Or how do you agree with power, and how do you want to communicate with this? Like when you feel like there's a powerful transformational force around you, whether it's creative, an actual person, a group, like how do you communicate with it? And like, it's good to find a way to do this in a way that you feel comfortable in now. Just kind of keep thinking about that. Now, once you dig in, your heart's going to feel like it's moving in the right direction in this area. You may even get like some breakthroughs or something that you're getting really clear on that happened around the end of this year around, your heart values or money. Your mind's going to get clearer by the end of the week. The communication could be a little jagged as you turn around, but you're at least going to be ready to turn around and start implementing. The shifting energy that you're going to be feeling around this energy is going to be happening with the Sun and Uranus that we mentioned in the opening, is going to be happening in a really private part of your life. Like, that reflective space. It's kind of like you're in your community, you're in your dreams, and you kind of go into that space right before where you're starting to create. It's private, places that not many people know, or this reflective thought. It's happening there and around your communication. So something that like kind of just, there's a lot of ways it can manifest, but one of the things that it's almost as if you have something happen around in your local community, and all of a sudden it's pulling something out of you. It's pulling something deep out within you, and you're like, okay, I need to communicate this. Or a communication that's in that area, or a sibling or something, is making you kind of go deep and reflect and think, okay, wait a second. So wherever this change is going now, no matter how you perceive it as positive or negative, I want you to keep an open mind around it so you can move forward with it and figure out how to communicate, because communication, media, publishing. These are all big themes. Like it's a big kind of corridor for you guys in your life right now. So think about it. If you're afraid of it, if it has like a karmic kind of feel to it, what can you do to kind of work with this energy and like say, you know what, I need to say this, or yes, I understand that they said that, but then this is how I feel about it. Now the new moon in Aquarius is going to kind of help you guys go into that retro private place of your life where you're kind of thinking about, you know, karma and like how you sign, like it's almost like the tie-in, like you're getting Pisces, you're getting ready to kind of go into your birthday month. So you're kind of looking back over the last year, you're looking back, you're holding all these new ideas and you're getting ready to kind of step into a new year. But what this new moon does is it helps you process, it helps you kind of go into that internal space and kind of look at, okay, this is all me inside your own little personal universe inside. And you kind of look across the way and you see how your day-to-day goes. So I would encourage Pisces to maybe set some intentions around your day-to-day rhythm, maybe around your health and vitality. I would set some intentions around how you talk to yourself, how you think about yourself, how you spend your me time, and like, what can you do with that that's going to help support your dreams. And I hope it's super creative for you, Pisces. All right, Aries, let's talk about your week. Aries, today, that deep, reflective second opportunity to talk to power and transformation is happening in an area of your life. It has probably an authority figure in it, whether you are the authority figure or there's authority figures around you, or even your community or people that, you kind of stand over are an authority, because we all kind of answer to someone, don't we? Okay, so you're going back and you're going to take a second look at this and you're going to understand like how you can communicate with this energy, because there's a lot of like, okay, let's forward march in this new direction. This is the career that I want. This is how I want to be known. And then it's like 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. I think if you sit down and you really dig in, and if it's a conversation, I encourage you to have it. If it's a thought process, really think about it. Because there's going to be times this year where you're going to be absolutely obsessed with your career, obsessed with kind of charging forward. And it's kind of good to know, okay, right at this moment, when I'm standing here with power and transformation, and we both have the view of my whole life, this is how I think about it. So when you are like, just let's rock, you're ready to rock. And there's times when it feels like it's being forced upon you and you're like, why is this happening to me? Remembering right now and working with this energy, like in this part of the year, will help you go, okay, yeah, I do want this direction. I just didn't understand this was the path. And sometimes that'll help you get down that path a little bit easier. Now, in the same area of your life, your heart and your mind are going to feel like they're ready to kind of turn around and start integrating stuff. So Aries, I do think even though this is highlighted around your career, it's likely that you're going to probably feel this energy in your home base. It could be your home base is kind of like pointing out things in your career, or vice versa. You're noticing you need to spend more time there, and you're looking at your vitality. You're looking at like who you're partnering with, and how does this work? But you've been reviewing this, and now you're going to turn around and kind of start integrating some pretty serious things in this. And one more thing, Aries, I think I want to say this for all the signs, obviously, but it's not like we get one conversation or one deep thought. We could be having this like revision, redo, theme happening in several areas of our life. So it could be, if you're like, man, I'm getting it from all corners, you may be, but it's helping you, and you're going to be able to turn around and kind of march with it. Now, the shift in how you do things, are like this breakthrough, didn't see it coming, like, wow, did that really happen? For you, it's going to be happening around your community, and your friends are, it's like more than 2 people, and around your income. So it could be that you have like a sudden, expense, or a sudden breakthrough in like your values, like all of a sudden, wow, got this nice breakthrough here. Wow, this client came through, or something's coming through around your finances that you did not expect. And then it's kind of squaring off with your community. Like maybe a friend needs your help, or maybe you want to help your community, or you have to support your dream in a way that you didn't know. Like, I didn't understand that yes, that's my dream, that's the direction, but I didn't understand what the bottom line was going to be there. So you're kind of working with that change. Now, whether you agree with it or disagree with it, I want you to approach it as proactively as you can and with an open mind. I strongly suggest that, because debating it or going, wait a second, I don't know, may kind of set you back. The new moon in Aquarius, it's great to set intentions. It would be a great idea to set intentions around that area of your dreams. Like, this is the dream I have. This is the direction I'm going. And these are the people I want to go with. And the way these like intentions or manifestations, or however you want to perceive it, goals, manifestations, insights, dreams, when you lay them down, when you sit there and you think about them and you write them down, you are kind of like bringing that to you. So you may notice that if you set an intention to have this kind of person support you, that some people may fall away, so that person has room to come in. So it's just something to keep in mind when you're setting these intentions, because it's a big, wide view intention. Like the sky is the limit with these intentions, especially because it's around your dreams, Aries. Okay, Taurus, let's talk about your week. Now, Taurus, going into today, normally I wouldn't be like, wow, you're going to have, watch out for that deep transformational power in this area of your chart. But I do want to call it out, because where you're feeling that second chance to communicate with power is around an area of your life that already has to do with convictions. Like, this is what I believe. This is who I am. And it could be something that, I don't want to say hubris, but it could be like, this is my conviction, this is my belief, and, this is the horizon. These are the people who teach me, and these are the people that I'm teaching. And this energy is going to kind of go back and help you kind of really dig in and make sure that, yeah, I do believe that. I do feel that. And this is why I feel it. And is it bigger than you thought? Is it smaller than you thought? What led you here? Did obsession leave you here? And, was there a sense of urgency? Are you going deep enough with this energy? Like, how do you feel about it, Taurus? I think it's good to dig in, because it's in this wide scope. It could just be like a more internal thought, but you may also have people, a teacher or a student or someone in that like group that kind of shares your same convictions. It's coming back around. And so think about this, engage those conversations in the best way that you can. And I think you'll like how they turn out once you kind of get through it. Now, when I say like how you turn out, it's not like have the conversation and we're great. It's like have the conversation, start on the path to being great and getting to new depths. Your heart and mind should feel better in this area of your life once we kind of get through that muck, because we're going to have both Venus and Mercury stationing to go forward. And I do think, Taurus, because Venus is your ruling planet, you're really going to feel this about shift, because it's almost as if you've been kind of stuck going back and forth for a couple of months, or kind of stuck in this same place. And now you're going to be able to go, okay, let's turn around and go. I think I know. I'm not on new territory. You may not be there till spring, but you're on that road toward new territory, which is always good to be on, right? Now, this breakthrough, didn't see it coming. Wow, that just happened. Energy for you is going to be happening around right now, your career is highlighted this month, and something that's going to be activating it for you is just around who you are, your vitality, your identity, and how you show up in the world. So it could be that you didn't realize that people thought of you the way they did. Or you didn't realize that, this is who I am and it's kind of clashing with my career. There's a lot of different ways it can happen, but it is a pretty, this is one of the areas that you may notice in all over your life. Like your home or your partners, you could be that you just hear a story of something that transpired and it completely shifts something, like, wow, I thought that was an unbreakable kind of bond over there. And there it is. And it's broken, not necessarily yours, but because of something else, it kind of it impacts you in a different way. So whatever you hear here or whatever happens, I want you to approach it with an open mind. And sometimes a no is just a yes. A no always is a yes, but you just have to get through the no to figure out what the yes is on the other side. So, and also, just a word of caution here, Taurus, I know you don't like to change. I know you don't like change being you want it to be on your terms. So some of this change may not be on your terms. So that's why I want you to look for the yes and the no. So even if it's no, I don't want to do that. Figure out what you're actually saying yes to, or vice versa, what a yes says no to. There you go. All right. So the new moon that you're going to be that we have on Monday is going to help you guys set some new moon intentions around your career. Okay. What are your ambitions? What are your goals here? Where do you want to see yourself in the short term and the long term? And a way that I would see this too is setting some intentions around my home life, my home work life balance. I would make sure that I'm still nurturing my home and how I retreat, and your partnerships and your vitality. So are there things that you'd like to release here? And are there things that you would like to reach for here? So that's where I would set intentions for you guys. Okay, Gemini, let's talk about your week. Now, Gemini, this deep, let's talk about it again, conversation for you could actually feel a little bit, our thought process could feel really deep. I mean, I just don't want to sugarcoat it, even though I like to think I'm a positive person. Okay, so this is just kind of happening in a very deep part of your chart. It's a part of your life that has to do with shadows. It has to do with transformation, kind of going in one way, coming out the other, rising like a phoenix. And there's a powerful transformational force that's just been sitting here. That's not new news, I know. But how you communicate with it, you kind of get a different opportunity to do this here. So a couple of weeks back, you kind of rolled through here and you're like, okay, gotcha. All right. Yep. This is our plan. This is what I want to do. This is how we're going to do it. And you kind of marched out in. And now you're like, wait a minute. Did they say that? Did I understand that the right way? Or did I really think, am I holding this? Am I obsessed about this? Am I thinking about it in the right way? Kind of go back and understand that if when you were really feeling really urgent, if you kind of agreed to something that's hanging on you and you're like, maybe I need to think about that again. I do encourage you to think about it, okay? Because this also has to do with shared resources, values, real estate, money, and it kind of plays into your self-worth and your esteem and your individual wealth too. So it's good to get really clear on this. So as you communicate throughout the year that you have like, okay, when I really thought about this and I've thought about it more than once, at least twice, I felt this way about it. And this is how I want to roll with it. Okay. You're going to feel pretty clear, or you're going to feel better in a lot of ways after you kind of go deep, because your Venus is going to turn around in this area, and so is Mercury. So your heart is going to be ready to start integrating things. Your mind's going to get a little bit clear by the time I see you next week. You're going to at least be able to start processing what's coming up here. Now, the unexpected breakthrough change that you have coming is going to kind of happen around, I think it's like, the best way to explain this is kind of, it's like a behind the stage kind of place, like this breakthrough behind the stage. Like you're ready, you're on the horizon, you're getting ready to kind of go on the journey that's going to get you to a new place, or you're kind of behind the scenes getting ready to kind of step out into the world in a new way. So there's something like kind of behind the stage, or something that's not yet as public, where you may sense the breakthroughs. And some of those breakthroughs just may be in your thought process, or it could be because something's happened around you that you're thinking about it a little bit differently. No matter how you perceive it, Gemini, I just want you to work as optimistically as you can with it. Hold an open mind, okay? And the new moon in Aquarius is around that new direction. It's around the horizon, your convictions, your belief, that journey that you want to go on. For some of you, it could be around publishing and media and anything that where you communicate on a wider scale to a bigger audience. So do you have goals and ambitions in that area? And like, if you don't, but this is like, you're like, yeah, man, I love to talk to the media. Like, how can I get what I have out there? This is a time to set intentions around it, both short and long term. Like, what do you need for your journey? Like, what practices, what goals that can you set in this area that's going to help you not only like, cherish or like nurture your practice, but get you to move forward in that direction as well. So kind of think big picture, wide expansion, and also think about where you not only just in the next couple of weeks, like the creativity and love that you're trying to bring in this area, but like think about the next two years. Like, who do you want to be in 2 years in this area? Where is that path taking you? Okay, let's talk about your week, Cancer. Okay, Cancer, going into today, you're gonna that deep second chance to communicate with power, obsession for you is going to happen around your partnerships. And I know that's a touchy situation, because you're going to go back. You're going to get really clear on the conversations or the thought you had, something that just may feel heavy to you, and you just need to get really clear, just so you can stop thinking about it. Like, it's like that circling thought, like, okay, I urgently agreed with you. I thought we had it, but I need to go back. Because this transformational power is going to be something that you'll talk to a lot this year. And you just want to make sure that you get clear as you can at this time of the year, right? So once you get through that conversation, we do have another shift in energy. It's going to feel like your heart is ready to kind of turn around and be like, okay, I got it. And you're going to turn around and start integrating things that you've been working on. Like you've been here since the end of 2021. Some of you, like, you may have sensed it in November, but definitely December, January, going back over this stuff. Now, Mercury, your mind is going to feel a lot clearer too by the time I see you next week. Now, like I said in the opening, you're not ready to approach new territory, but you're ready to integrate territory that you've been on. So it's kind of like you saw it, you learned, and then you had to go back over it. Now you've learned something because you've seen it twice. Now you're ready to go back again and just redo it the right way. You're like, okay, like redo it. I don't want to say right, redo it a different way. Because, when you do something a different way, you're going to get a different outcome. So that's where that energy is shifting for you. Now, the breakthrough, maybe didn't see it coming, change for you. It's kind of coming in an area that may be a little bit touchy. It's going to be around like that deep intimacy. It could be around money and finances, that shadow work kind of going in one way, coming out the other way. It's a little dark and it's a little private, but that's going to be impacting how your community or your friends, like more than 2 people, like you are your dreams. So it may be that you had, let's just say these breakthroughs are unexpected, revolutionary energies can be definitely in our favor. We could be the change maker. So it may be that you find the finances, or you find someone to share your resources who's going to support your dreams. Or it could be that, something with money or friends is not working out, or because you're kind of going into this level and you're merging on a new level, you're stepping into a new group, or the group that you're in, you're kind of like, wait, how do I make these changes? All right. So I would, no matter how you feel about this Cancer, just keep an open mind, go with the flow. Don't push against it. Because I would encourage you not to push against it, because I don't think you're going to enjoy it if you do. All right. The new moon on Monday. This is a great place to set intentions around like that shadow work, or kind of going deep. If you're looking at any kind of shared resources or finances or money, this is a good time to kind of set some intentions around that. Reach out like, okay, is this the loan I need? Is this what I need to kind of invest with? If you're looking to kind of dig into some shadow work and transformational power, like you go in one way, you come out another way, just kind of really kind of digging deep and pulling out some stuff that's been tucked underneath there. This is a new moon that can help you. It's going to give you some clarity. So I would set some intentions. Like these are my shared resources. These are my resources. This is my value system. This is my self-worth. And this is how I merge with other people. And when I merge with someone, this is how I go through a transformation. So I would set some goals around that part of your life. It is super private and not very public, but it's going to help you kind of process some of this partnership energy you've been working on. Okay, Leo, let's talk about your week. Now, Leo, I think it's going to be hard for you to avoid these, this second chance to communicate with power today. And you may have it more than once, just because it's surfacing in what you do every day. Like it's like part of your day-to-day rhythm. You may be noticing that you're having conversations with yourself and are thinking about things in different parts of your day. You're like, man, this keeps following me all day long. Like, I just need to keep getting to the bottom of this. Okay, so I think it's good to get to the bottom of it. Understand if you've been carrying something that you thought was just huge, but it's actually really small when you start to think about it, or something that you're like, I don't know why this is bothering me, and you dig in and you figure out something that you dismissed is actually something big that you want to work with. And there could be like a powerful authority figure or someone around this area of your life too. So kind of ask yourself, how do I agree with this? Or how do I agree with this transformation I'm going through? You can also be around health, invite your health. And for some of you, maybe something going on with your pets too, but you're kind of taking a second look here. Once you kind of dig in, you're going to feel like your heart and mind are going in the right direction, or turning around and facing the direction you're going forward to integrate in this area of your life. Now this shift of energy, expected or unexpected, Leo, is going to be happening around your partnerships and your career. Now, this is a really vocal, loud part of your life. So I do hope that, maybe you're the change maker, you're bringing it in, or that you perceive how whatever these changes are in the most positive way possible, because it's like the sun is shining on your partnerships, because you've been working to try to get your routines right so you can get into those partnerships and dig in the right way. And now all of a sudden there's a breakthrough around your career or how you're known in the world. So it could be that your career, there's like someone who says, hey, here, this is your career, and that invites in partnerships, or the partner you thought that was going to help you is not going to work, or there's a lot of different ways, but that's a high level, like look around your career, look around who you partner with, possibly your home. Now, I know, Leo, you like to change on your own terms. You like to kind of lead the show there, but I want you to, I encourage you to approach this change with an open mind, okay? Because any no is actually a yes. You just have to get down the path and figure out what was removed so you can get to where you were really trying to go. Because sometimes we think we know the right direction, but in hindsight, we didn't. And we're so glad that something like this happened to shift us. On the other hand, it could be just that, yes, I got that connection. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get out there on that stage and show them what I got. Now, this new moon is gonna be around your partnership. So you're gonna be really like, you have a great opportunity to set intentions around who you partner with. Now, this partnership could be romantic, but it could also be something that has to do with contracts. It could be something that has to do with just anything with you and another person. Like, I am partnering with you and I want to set some goals around this. So really kind of think about what it could bring in new partners. It could bring in new people that you want to partner with, but what kind of partner are you looking for? So set intentions on, this is who I'm partnering with. This is how I show up in the partnership. This is the balance I have around my home and my career. And look at the short term and the long term, because when we meet in a couple of weeks, you're going to feel like you have a big bloom here, or like a big spotlight around who you are, like your vitality and your identity and how you're known in the world. So I think these intentions are really important for you, Leo. So take some time and think about them after you kind of process these deep conversations this weekend. Okay, Virgo, let's talk about your week. Now, Virgo, going into into today, uh, you know, my sweet Virgos, this could be a little bit, it could be deep. Okay. You're having these deep conversations that may feel urgent or obsessive or overly protective, transformational, just powerful, like bigger than you. And you're having them around the area of your life that's just supposed to be beautiful and fun. You're having them around the area of your life that has to do with, like, people you love and things that you love, things that you've were created because you exist. So to kind of go back and get deep on this area, it's kind of like, why do I have to go back? I thought I did it right. And then kind of getting underneath the surface may not be fun, but it could also be really like revealing, like, wow, okay, I got it. So I don't know how fun or how optimistic it can be, but I want you to make it optimistic, because I think if you get underneath it, you're going to notice how much better you feel. Like, you're going to get to the bottom of something that's been just kind of bugging you. You know what I mean? Like, let me get past this so I can go focus on like what I'm trying to do every day. And your heart and your mind are going to feel better once you get through this. Now, they're going to have to still process whatever comes up here, positive or negative. They're going to have to turn around and start processing things that you've been working with. But you're on the path. You're on the path to not have to review some of these areas as intensely as you've been reviewing them. The review's never over, right? All right, so Virgo, the unexpected breakthrough or shifts that are coming with you are going to happen probably in your day-to-day routines, like your ritual. And I know that's upsetting, Virgo. I'm sorry. But you could have this breakthrough or unexpected shift in what you do every day and that new horizon that you're trying to go in. So if it could be around teaching, or it could be around teaching, learning. It could also be around publishing or media or something like that. There could be a great breakthrough. Like, wow, you get this new teacher, you get to teach something, you have a new trip planned, or the trip you had planned is canceled, but because it's canceled, what does that actually mean? There's going to be a shift that's coming in here. Just keep an open mind about it. Go with the flow. The new moon in Aquarius is going to help you kind of work with all these shifts, because it's going to set a new moon around what you do every day. Like, this is where you kind of set those goals, Virgo. Get really organized in your body, in your health, and like the rhythm that you keep every day. Like, this is what I do from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, even like the rituals of it. So set some new moon intentions around what you do there. It kind of also set some new moon intentions, Virgo, around how you talk to yourself. That's a little side Jamie note for you. I want you to think about, how do I talk to myself every day? Or what do I think in my head? And are there ways that you can kind of shift that's going to help you in the most positive way? And if you're already doing that, like, way to go. But if you're being critical of yourself, think about ways that you can be less critical and be more optimistic. Okay. Now, Libra, let's talk about your week. Now, Libra, this could be touchy too. I want to be optimistic, but I don't want to just be like, it's all sunshine. This review of conversations that you're going to be having, this deep, let's talk about power transformation, is happening for you around your home base. Like, what's your nest and your security? And you're kind of going back over territory when you were probably with a lot of family, or like kind of focused on your home a little bit, because it did kind of end out the end of 2021 and going into 2022. You're going to go back and you're going to have another conversation. You're going to figure out if you made a decision in haste, if you agreed to something too quickly, if that power felt heavy to you and you needed to kind of go back and revisit it. How imbalanced are you? So I recommend that you kind of dig in there. Now, Libra, you're really going to probably notice this shift in Venus as she moves direct, because this is your ruling planet. So you may feel like you've been just stuck, just kind of going back and forth, just can't get out of this one space, this one thought. I'm just still here and I can't move on. So this shift that on Saturday, you'll notice. I think you'll notice it, Libra. And if you're already feeling it, Libras, and you're watching, please let me know. Same for Tauruses. Let me know if you guys are feeling this in your Libra and Taurus areas of your charts too, if you guys know your charts. But Libra, your heart's going to be shifting. Your mind's going to turn around and get some clarity too. And I think that it's good to just kind of work there, because you want to get clear here. This shows up in your partnerships. It shows up in your career, or how people know you. It shows up in your vitality. Like, you don't feel good here, you don't feel good in your body. It's just this whole overall arching circle. And it's good to get clear here. All right. Now, the unexpected, didn't see it breakthrough kind of shift for you is going to be happening. I hope this kind of really works out well, because it's going to happen around, like, the sun is shining on like your things that you love and that you're really creative about. And it could be children. It could be things that are like a business, something that's super fun to you. And it's going to be like the activated change is becoming where your shared resources are. Like you and I are merging on a deeper level. It could be shadow in real estate too, but it's almost like you kind of a breakthrough. Like all of a sudden, like I understand, like the sun is shining here. I understand that I love this and I'm ready to merge and take it to a new level. I'm ready to have a breakthrough here and a breakthrough in a new way. Now, breakthrough, sometimes we have to break out or break up or break whatever to break through to a new ground. But however you perceive this, Libra, just try to find your balance within it. Keep an open mind and move with the flow because you're looking for the long term, yes, not the short term, like push it down. The new moon in Aquarius is going to help you guys. It's going to help you harness this energy. You're going to be looking at setting new moon intentions around things that you love and find joy with. So this, if you have children, it could be something that you want to set intentions around your children. If you have a business, if you're just a creative person, and honestly, this could just be like, I love to Netflix and chill kind of energy. Like where you set intentions to make sure that you are finding whatever you need to feed what you love. Because if you feed what you love, then you're going to feel that kind of flow through the rest of your life. So what do you love? What are your short-term intentions? Are you going to sit down and write a novel? Like what do you want to do here? Think short-term and think long-term. I think it's going to be super creative. Whatever it is, I would set intentions around creativity and whatever creativity means to you. I remember that word used to feel so intimidating to me when I was younger because I'm like, I'm not creative at all. And it kind of turns out I sort of am. It's weird how it works that way. So whatever creativity is to you right now at this point in your life. Okay, Scorpio, let's talk about your week. Now, Scorpio, going into today, it like the communication may just feel deep at every corner. And that's because this energy is happening where you communicate. It's happening how you communicate. It's also could be happening just in your local environment. Like think about like your path. Like this is my grocery store, this is where I go to the bank, this is the school I go to, the gym I go to, or just your block, people I talk to on the Zoom. That's where these deep conversations are happening. That's where this rethink, redo, or this power source is standing in your life. And you're like, okay, I think I agreed too much. I think I need to go back and make sure that I've got really clear. And Scorpio, you can go deep with this conversation, and I know that kind of makes a couple of you happy. Like, yeah, I'm gonna dig in. I'm gonna figure out what the bottom line is here. So I encourage you to dig in and find the bottom line with this emotion and whatever you're working with in this area of your life. You're gonna notice that your heart and your mind probably do feel a little bit more clear as we move throughout the week because we're gonna be kind of turning around and integrating things that we've learned in this same area. Now, we've probably learned a lot of this locally, but it's definitely impacted us on a wider scale, Scorpio. So think about think about media or publishing or teaching, learning, you've been working on you've been like perfecting something close to home. And with this energy, you may look up and realize that it's making an impact on a wider scale that you didn't even realize, but that's always a win, right? Okay. Hopefully it's a win. You see my mind going from the light to the shadow. Okay. So the new shifting energy that's coming in for you, like that could be expected or unexpected, it's going to happen around your home and your partner. So Scorpio, that could be kind of sensitive a little bit, don't you think? It's your home and your partners. It can show up in how you're known in the world and also like your vitality. So it could be something happens at home that just activate some in one of these two places. They're both activating each other. They're active, or one of the others kind of triggering it. And when you think about this, I want you to think about because Scorpio, you like to change on your own terms. You want to be the change maker. If you're making a move, you want to be the one making a move, and you may not be the one making the move with this energy. So that's why I want to tell you guys, look for the yes behind the no and understand, okay, I don't want this to happen. This is my boundary. But ask yourself, is there a reason that you have that boundary? And what is this shift actually, shaking loose? What did it make impossible? I thought this was impossible, and now it's possible. And what does that mean for my partnerships? What does that mean for my home life and the support that I have there? Now, the new moon is going to help you kind of work with all the shifts because you're going to be able to set some intentions around your home. And these could be super tiny. It could be like, reorganizing your desk so you feel more in flow. It could be, redecorating something, reorganizing something, but it could be, I'm buying a new home. I'm moving. I now need a new roommate. I now need a new partner. I need to work in a different environment. So set some short-term and long-term goals around this. And I want you to kind of think creativity in a creative way too, because I can see this kind of blossoming in a new way for you guys where it shows up like in your career and how you do things there too, in a couple of weeks and in the long term. So kind of think, okay, this is the nest I need. These are the roots and the foundation that I'd like to have. Okay, Scorpio, have a great week. All right, Sagittarius. Let's talk about your week. All right, so today, that deep reflective conversations or thought processes that you're going through around your is high level keyword. It's around your money and your resources, but I do think it has to probably do with self-esteem and self-worth and what is actually a resource to you. Because sometimes the resource to you, Sagittarius, is simply learning something, teaching something, or you're downright, this is my truth. And I'm going to bluntly tell you what my truth is. So you're kind of like having another conversation around like this value, whatever's valuable to you. You may be looking across the way and trying to figure out, how your values merge with others, but you're kind of going back and you're looking at this area because this is where you're having a big, powerful, transformational source just sitting right there in your life. And it's been sitting there for a while, but it's good to get clear about how you think about it and how you feel about it as you move through the year. Okay. So dig in deep there, Sagittarius, and find your truth. You're going to feel like your heart and your mind are ready to kind of implement some things that you've learned in this area of your life too as you march forward. So I kind of like how you're able to kind of turn that around. Like, okay, I've been working on this and I've been thinking about this. And then you may feel like it's a shift in like maybe your income or your values or your self-esteem, or like, okay, I got it. I've been trying to get over this rut and now I'm turning around and I'm going in that direction. Now the shakeup, unexpected, didn't see it. Maybe I did see it coming. Energy for you, Sagittarius, is happening around how you... It's basically happening around what you do every day. Like it's happening around how you communicate, people you pass every day, but it's also in your rhythm and your ritual. It could have to do with health. It could have to do with pets. And it may be that because you're communicating or interacting in one way of your life, now that kind of shifts a different part of your life. So kind of think about how that's working for you. Like whatever, if there's a breakthrough in communication that maybe you didn't see coming, that's impacting what you do every day, or maybe I'm just thinking about all the different ways, because just like in your day-to-day, Sagittarius, it could be something at work or something around your health that shifts the way that you communicate. I'm interested to know how this kind of works out. So you guys be sure to let me know in the comments some of the things that are manifesting for you guys with this, because it's just so in the flow of what you do every day. Now, the new moon in Aquarius is where you're going to be able to set some intentions around how you communicate. So Sagittarius, think about, like new intentions you can set around your routine, like what you do every day, how you communicate, people you speak with every day, but also set some intentions on the long term. Think about publishing, media, communicating with people, on a broader scale. Is there a way that you can do that with more clarity and truth and be comfortable with it? So kind of think about some short-term goals there. And I think you maybe really enjoy like the long term that it takes you in the direction, like the broader scale. If you set the intentions now, it could be a very creative, forward moving path. All right, Capricorn, let's talk about your week. Now, Capricorn, going into today, this could be a pretty sensitive, kind of deep kind of dive for you, because it's happening. Obviously, this energy is happening in your sign. So it's happening right around your sun and that vitality and that energy. So you're going to kind of get like a double dose, double scoop. Maybe you didn't want a double scoop, but you have a double scoop of this energy. But I encourage you to kind of go deep, and because you've had this transformational power just kind of hanging out with you for a long time, and it's starting to wrap up, like it's wrapping up its time in this area of your life, and it's getting ready to move on soon. Okay. But as it moves on or gets ready to wrap things up, it's good to get clear with it. Dig in. Is something that happened around you or your partners, maybe your home life, or how you're known in the world? Is there something there that you're holding that felt, it feels huge and you can't really figure out how to get past it? This is a good energy to get deep and figure out, okay, this is why I feel this way, and I need to get beyond this, because it's going to help you feel like your vitality is going to feel better. You're going to feel clearer in a lot of ways as you move forward with this energy. Okay, so dig in, have the conversations, think about the things. It could be happening. It's going to be more than one, I think, possibly, Capricorn, in different areas of your life. It's almost like one kicks off another one. So think about all of them. All right. Now, the forward motion, shift in direction that you're going to feel is also going to be in this area of your life. You could feel it around your partnerships and your home and your work too, or your career, how you're known. So it's like you've been mulling over this area, kind of hung. You're going to turn around and start implementing it. You're going to start integrating it. You're going to start building a foundation that you feel really comfortable with, Capricorn. But it's still, you're in the building. You're in the stage. Okay, I see the building plans. I'm going to turn around and start taking action with it. So that's how that energy you're going to be working with this week. This unexpected shift or like wow kind of energy that comes in for you. It's going to come in around what you value, like your resources, and it's going to come in around things that you really love and have joy. So I really hope this works out optimistically with a lot of positivity. It's almost as if you could have like a breakthrough around your career. I mean, a breakthrough around your entrepreneurship, something you've created. I don't want to say career. I want to say something that you would do every day, all day long for free because you love it that much. Something around that area. It could be children, lovers. It could be just creativity and your value, your self-worth, and your income. So there's a shift there. And I hope it's completely optimistic and positive. You have maybe the resources to support that, or there's something in your creative sphere that's kind of activating, okay, yes, I want to apply more resources to this because I feel like it's needed and it's going to help me in the long run. No matter how you perceive it, Capricorn, just keep an open mind about it. Work with the flow, look for the yes that may be hidden, okay? Now, the new moon in Aquarius is going to be happening around that area of your life that has to do with values and money and material wealth and, that self-esteem and self-worth too. So set some goals here. Set some goals around your wealth. Set some goals around what wealth means to you, what resources are to you, and how you can build those and make them last longer, right? Capricorn, I hope you have a great week. All right. So that's everyone. Guys, I hope you have a great week. And I hope you found some really helpful insights. I didn't give a theme at the beginning of it, but I think a good theme for this week is going to be embracing the shift or, embrace the shift or partnering with change. One of those things, because basically what you're wanting to do is kind of go in deep, get the conversations and the thought process, pull that back up, and you're going to get ready to start integrating. And then you're like, it's almost like as soon as you integrate, the universe is like, oh yeah, you're ready to go in that direction. Good. Boom. And then you have all these shifts and you're like, wait a minute, I was integrating and now you just put something else on my plate. And the answer is yes. And those shifts are there for a reason. So work optimistically with those shifts, even if they're the most negative thing that you can think of. Like, no, I did not want this to happen, Jamie. This is not fun. I understand. I do. And I know finding that yes behind the no is sometimes a journey in itself, but I have faith that you're going to get there. And then I really want you to make sure you're working with some new moon intentions, and if you're not familiar with that, as the moon is new, it's a good time to bring in that new energy and just kind of set some really good goals. And you can start off with a short list, but I think those are going to help you guys set the long-term picture. All right. So that's it. Just as a reminder, if you guys would like to get emailed a timestamped email with all of where every one of the signs starts each Friday after this airs, all you have to do is go to astrologyhub.com/star signs. That's astrologyhub.com/star signs. And we will send you an email with a link to where you can watch it, listen to it, and all the timestamps. Okay, that's it, guys. Have a great week. If you enjoyed this episode, please rate, review, and hit subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you can easily stay up to date on the latest Astrology Hub podcast episodes. You can learn more about Astrology Hub and find out about all of our shows at astrologyhub.com/podcast.